So let's begin studying our topic leadership skill identification through task management. Now we will move on to our next segment, which is the course objectives. Upon completion of this course, the learners will be able to identify key leadership skills demonstrated through effective task management practices, recognize and evaluate their own and others' leadership capabilities by analyzing task management approaches and outcomes, systematically identify and categorize various leadership skills, example, delegation, problem solving, communication, by engaging in practical exercises and case studies related to task management. Participants will develop the discernment necessary to pinpoint specific leadership strengths and areas for development in themselves and their teams. Who this course is for? This course, Leadership Skill Identification through Task Management, is ideal for emerging leaders, team leads, project managers, or anyone in a supervisory role who wishes to deepen their understanding of their own leadership capabilities and those of their team members. It is particularly beneficial for individuals who aim to cultivate stronger leadership skills by practically observing and analyzing how leadership traits manifest during the execution and management of everyday tasks. The course will also appeal to those looking to optimize team performance and identify potential leaders within their organizations by leveraging effective task management strategies. Now let's move to our course content segment. Here we have total 7 modules, which are Module 1, an overview, leadership skill identification through task management. Module 2, key leadership skills to identify. Under this module, we have 7 sub-modules. These are 2.1, delegation, 2.2, communication, 2.3, motivation and inspiration, 2.4, problem solving, 2.5, conflict resolution, 2.6, adaptability, 2.7, strategic thinking. The third module is approaches to identify the key leadership skills. Under this module also, we have 2 sub-modules, namely 3.1, observation and documentation, 3.2, feedback collection. Then module 4 is methods for identifying leadership skills, followed by module 5, continuous development, and then module 6, practical examples of task management indicative of leadership skills. And finally, there is module 7, case study and assignment. So that was a brief introduction to what this course contains, and now it's time to get into our main learning segment. So this is our very first module, that is module number 1, an overview, leadership skill identification through task management. Let's follow the slide matter first. Identifying leadership skills through task management involves observing how individuals handle various aspects of task delegation, execution, and team coordination. Processes guide initiatives and steer their employees toward the achievement of goals. Leadership skills are essential component in positioning executives to make thoughtful decisions about their organization's mission and goals and properly allocate resources to achieve those directives. Valuable leadership skills include the ability to delegate, inspire, and communicate effectively. Other leadership traits include honesty, confidence, commitment, and creativity. Leadership skills are the strengths and abilities individuals demonstrate that help to oversee. So, we can say that leadership skill identification through task management involves analyzing how individuals plan, execute, and oversee tasks to uncover their potential and capabilities as leaders. Task management provides a practical lens to observe and evaluate various leadership qualities in action, such as decision making, delegation, time management, communication, adaptability, and accountability. By assigning specific responsibilities or projects, organizations can monitor how individuals organize workloads, motivate team members, resolve conflicts, and drive results. Observing how a person handles pressure, adapts to changes, or coordinates with others during these tasks help pinpoint key leadership traits. Documentation of task outcomes, team feedback, and performance metrics further supports this identification process. This approach not only highlights existing leadership skills but also reveals areas for improvement and growth, guiding future training and development. Overall, task management serves as a reliable, real-time method to recognize and cultivate leadership potential within individuals. So this is all we can conclude from the first slide. And now let's get into the next slide, which has the topic Key Leadership Skills to Identify. Here is our next topic, that is module number 2 along with submodule 2.1 on key leadership skills to identify. At first, we will go through the slide content. Identifying key leadership skills is crucial for both personal development and organizational success. While specific roles may emphasize different skills, a core set of competencies consistently emerge as vital for effective leadership. Here is a breakdown of key leadership skills to identify. 2.1 Delegation. Delegation is the act of entrusting specific tasks, responsibilities, and often the corresponding authority from one person, typically a leader or manager, to another, a team member or subordinate. What to look for? Skill. Ability to delegate tasks effectively to team members based on their skills and workload. Observation. Does the individual trust team members with important tasks and provide the necessary support and resources? Now from all this, we can deduce that delegation refers to the process by which a leader or manager assigns a specific tasks, responsibilities, and sometimes decision-making authority to another individual, typically a subordinate or team member. This not only helps distribute the workload but also empowers team members by involving them in meaningful work. Effective delegation is a crucial leadership skill that requires assessing team members' capabilities and matching tasks accordingly. When evaluating someone's ability to delegate, two key aspects should be considered. First is skill, the individual's capacity to assign tasks efficiently by taking into account each member's strengths and current workload. Second is observation, whether the person shows trust by entrusting important tasks to others and ensures they are supported with the right guidance, resources, and autonomy to succeed. Delegation, when done well, enhances productivity, builds team confidence, and fosters a collaboration work environment. So that's the end of this submodule. And now let's check our next submodule, which is on the topic communication. So continuing our module number 2, here we have our another submodule, which is submodule number 2.2, communication. Initially, we will read out the slide matter, then subsequently understand the meaning of it. Communication is not merely a skill, but a fundamental pillar in identifying and cultivating effective leadership. It's the mechanism through which leaders articulate their vision, inspire action, build trust, and foster a cohesive and productive environment. What to look for? Skill, clear and effective communication of goals, expectations, and feedback. Observation, does the individual ensure that all team members understand their tasks and responsibilities? How well do they facilitate team meetings and discussions? So, in other words, we can say that communication is not just an optional skill but a foundational element that underpins successful leadership. It serves as the primary means through which leaders convey their vision, motivate their team, provide clarity, and maintain alignment within the organization. Effective communication enables a leader to express goals and expectations clearly, offer constructive feedback, and address concerns in a way that builds trust and engagement. When assessing leadership potential, it is important to look beyond the ability to speak or write well. Key indicators include whether the individual communicates goals and feedback clearly, and whether they create an environment where information flows freely and transparently. Observation plays a critical role in this assessment. One should examine whether the individual ensures all team members fully understand their roles and responsibilities, and whether they actively encourage participation, dialogue, and understanding during meetings and team discussions. Leaders who communicate effectively not only direct and inform but also inspire and empower, which is essential for fostering a high functioning collaborative team. So that's the end of this submodule, and now let's check our next submodule, which is on the topic motivation and inspiration. So staying within our module number 2, here we are moving to our next submodule, which is 2.3, motivation and inspiration. Let's go through the slide first. Motivation and inspiration play crucial and intertwined roles in identifying, developing, and demonstrating leadership skills. They are not merely desirable traits but fundamental drivers that distinguish effective leaders. Inspiration, distinct from motivation, is about igniting a spark in others and empowering them to pursue a shared vision with passion. It goes beyond mere compliance and taps into intrinsic desires. What to look for? Skill. Ability to motivate and inspire team members to achieve their best. Observation. Does the individual recognize and reward achievements? How do they encourage and support team members during challenging times? So, after going through all the information given in the slide, we can conclude that motivation and inspiration are essential and deeply connected elements in the process of identifying, nurturing, and exhibiting leadership skills. They are not just complementary personality traits, but core attributes that set effective leaders apart from others. Motivation refers to the internal drive or energy that propels a leader to pursue goals and influence others to do the same, while inspiration involves the ability to ignite enthusiasm and passion in team members, encouraging them to align with a shared vision. A truly inspiring leader goes beyond directing tasks. They touch upon the intrinsic values and aspirations of their team, fostering genuine commitment and emotional investment in the mission. While motivation can fuel personal action, inspiration leads others to believe in and commit to a cause with heartfelt energy. To assess these qualities, one must look at the leader's skill in energizing their team. Do they consistently uplift and push others to excel? Observational cues include whether the individual actively recognizes and rewards team achievements and how they provide encouragement and emotional support, particularly during times of pressure or difficulty. Leaders who exhibit these behaviors consistently are often the ones who create high performing, resilient, and engaged teams. So that's all for this slide. Now it's time to move to the next slide in queue, which is problem solving. So continuing our module number 2, here we have our next submodule, which is 2.4 problem solving. At first, let's get into the slide content. Problem solving is a cornerstone of effective leadership, serving as a critical indicator of a leader's capabilities. The way an individual approaches, analyzes, and resolves challenges reveals a wealth of essential leadership skills. In essence, problem solving provides a practical arena for observing and assessing a leader's ability to diagnose, strategize, innovate, collaborate, and execute all critical components of effective leadership. What to look for? Skill, efficient problem solving, and decision making abilities. Observation, how does the individual approach and resolve issues? Do they involve the team in brainstorming solutions? Hence, we can deduce that problem solving is a fundamental aspect of effective leadership as it reflects a leader's ability to think critically, remain composed under pressure, and guide a team toward resolution. It is not just about finding solutions, but also about how a leader navigates the process from identifying the root cause of a challenge to implementing a practical and strategic solution. This competency showcases a leader's ability to analyze situations, make sound decisions, and innovate when standard methods fall short. Moreover, effective problem solving involves collaboration, as strong leaders know the value of engaging their team to gather diverse perspectives and promote ownership of solutions. When evaluating leadership through the lens of problem solving, it's essential to observe not only the outcomes but also the process. Does the individual break down the issue systematically? Do they involve others in discussions, encouraging brainstorming and joint decision making? Are their choices data driven and forward thinking? These observations help assess critical leadership traits such as decisiveness, adaptability, strategic thinking, and the ability to motivate and harness team strengths. Ultimately, how a leader handles problems provides a real time measure of their leadership maturity and effectiveness. So that's the end of this slide, and now it's time to move to the next slide in queue, which is 2.5, conflict resolution. So this is another submodule of our module number 2, and the subtopic is conflict resolution. Let's check into the slide details first. Conflict resolution plays a critical role in identifying and developing leadership skills at the workplace. It's not just about quelling disputes, it's a crucible where true leadership qualities are revealed and refined. In essence, workplace conflicts, when handled effectively, become opportunities for leaders to not only resolve immediate issues but also to showcase and develop crucial skills that are fundamental to effective leadership. What to look for? Skill, ability to manage and resolve conflicts within the team. Observation, how does the individual handle disagreements and conflicts? Are they able to mediate effectively and maintain team cohesion? Conflict resolution plays a pivotal role in identifying and developing leadership skills within the workplace, serving as more than just a means to settle disputes. It is a revealing ground where genuine leadership qualities emerge and mature. We also understand that when an individual is faced with conflict, their response provides key insights into their leadership potential, which also means that effective conflict resolution requires a combination of emotional intelligence, communication skills, decision making ability, and empathy, traits essential to strong leadership. Leaders who can calmly and fairly mediate disagreements, facilitate mutual understanding, and restore harmony within a team demonstrate their capability to maintain group cohesion and morale under pressure. Observing how an individual navigates conflicts, whether they listen actively, remain impartial, promote constructive dialogue, and guide the team toward a solution, can highlight their ability to lead collaboratively and ethically. Thus, conflict situations, though challenging, serve as important touch points for identifying, assessing, and nurturing leadership skills that are crucial for organizational success. So, yes, that was it. And now we will step into our next subtopic, which is adaptability. So this is our next submodule under module number 2, and the topic is adaptability. Let's check the slide details first. In today's rapidly evolving workplace, adaptability is not just a desirable trait, it's a critical indicator of leadership potential and a fundamental skill for effective leaders. In essence, adaptability showcases a leader's capacity to evolve, learn, and lead effectively in any circumstances. It's a fundamental quality that enables individuals to not only survive but thrive in a dynamic workplace, making it a powerful predictor of leadership success. What to look for? Skill, flexibility, and adaptability to change circumstances. Observation, how does the individual react to unexpected changes or challenges? Are they able to pivot and adjust plans as needed? Now let's understand this skill. In today's rapidly evolving workplace landscape, adaptability has emerged as a core competency that distinguishes effective leaders from the rest. It is no longer a supplementary skill, but a vital indicator of leadership potential, reflecting an individual's ability to navigate complexity, embrace change, and guide teams through uncertainty. Adaptable leaders demonstrate flexibility by adjusting their strategies, behaviors, and mindsets in response to shifting priorities, new technologies, or unforeseen challenges. This ability to pivot quickly and decisively not only ensures that operations continue smoothly but also fosters resilience and innovation within the team. Key indicators to look for include how an individual handles unexpected disruptions, whether they remain composed, make thoughtful decisions, and inspire confidence in others. Additionally, strong adaptable leaders maintain team cohesion by communicating transparently, reallocating resources efficiently, and keeping morale high even during transitions. Ultimately, adaptability is a defining leadership quality that empowers individuals to lead with agility and drive organizational success in a dynamic, fast paced environment. So, with this, we have finished studying our submodule 2.6, and next we will study strategic thinking. So before us, we have our last sub-module of the module number 2, and the subtopic is strategic thinking. Let's get into the slide details first. Strategic thinking plays a crucial role in identifying leadership skills in the workplace by providing a framework through which to observe, assess, and develop key attributes essential for effective leadership. It's not just about having a title, it's about consistently demonstrating the mindset and behaviors that drive long-term success for an organization. By observing individuals as they engage in strategic discussions, problem solving, and decision making, workplaces can effectively identify those with strong leadership potential. What to look for? Skill, ability to think strategically and plan for the long term. Observation, does the individual set clear long-term goals and create actionable plans to achieve them? How do they align daily tasks with strategic objectives? So in explanation, we can say that strategic thinking is a vital lens through which leadership skills can be accurately identified and nurtured in the workplace. It serves as a comprehensive framework that helps organizations go beyond job titles and focus on the actual capabilities and behaviors that define effective leaders. Strategic thinking involves the ability to envision long-term goals, anticipate future challenges and align present actions with broader organizational objectives. When assessing leadership potential, it is important to observe how individuals participate in strategic conversations, approach complex problems, and make decisions that reflect foresight and purpose. One key leadership skill is the ability to think strategically and plan for sustainable success. To identify this, observers should look for individuals who proactively set clear, long-term goals and design actionable steps to achieve them. Furthermore, it is essential to evaluate how well they integrate these goals into their daily tasks, ensuring alignment with the organization's mission and vision. Those who naturally connect immediate responsibilities with strategic aims demonstrate a leadership mindset and the capacity to drive meaningful progress over time. So with this, we have finished studying our last submodule 2.7 of module number 2, and next we will study module number 3, approaches to identify the key leadership skills. So let's begin studying our next module, that is module number 3, approaches to identify the key leadership skills. Let's see what do we have in the slide. Identifying key leadership skills is essential for building effective teams, nurturing talent, and ensuring long-term organizational success. Different individuals demonstrate leadership in varied ways, making it important to use multiple approaches to accurately assess their potential. These approaches help organizations recognize qualities such as communication, decision-making, problem-solving, emotional intelligence, and the ability to inspire others. Common methods include observation of task performance, documentation of behaviors and achievements, feedback from peers and supervisors, self-assessments, and structured leadership development programs. By combining these methods, organizations can gain a comprehensive understanding of an individual's leadership capabilities and support their growth into impactful leaders. So, we can say that identifying key leadership skills is a crucial process that directly influences an organization's ability to build strong, effective teams, retaining and nurturing the emerging talents, and ensuring long-term growth and success. Leadership is not a one-size-fits-all quality. Individuals exhibit it in diverse ways. Some lead through quiet influence, others through dynamic presence or strategic thinking, making it vital for organizations to adopt varied and inclusive methods of assessment. A multidimensional approach enables organizations to detect a wide spectrum of essential leadership traits such as strong communication, sound decision making, creative problem solving, high emotional intelligence, adaptability, and the capacity to motivate and guide others. Tools like direct observation during real tasks help reveal how individuals handle responsibility, challenges, and team dynamics. Documentation methods, including performance reviews and records of past achievements, offer insights into consistent behavioral patterns and accomplishments. Feedbacks from colleagues, subordinates, and supervisors add valuable external perspective, while self-assessment promote reflection and personal insight. In addition, structured leadership development programs not only assess but also actively cultivate leadership qualities. When these methods are used in tandem, organizations can form a well-rounded and accurate profile of a person's leadership potential. This holistic understanding helps in selecting the right individuals for leadership roles and provides a clear pathway for their continuous development, ultimately contributing to a resilient and visionary leadership pipeline. So that's the end of this slide. Now it's time to move to the next slide in queue, which is submodule 3.1, Observation and Documentation. This module is a submodule of module number 3, and the topic is Observation and Documentation. Let's get into the slide first to understand things better. 3.1, Observation and Documentation. Here are the approaches to identify the key leadership skills through task management. Direct observation. Direct observation is an incredibly valuable approach for identifying key leadership skills because it allows for the assessment of behaviors and actions in real time, often in authentic or simulated environments. This contrasts with self-reported assessments or interviews, which might rely on an individual's perception or past experiences. Documentation. This involves collecting and analyzing records or evidence related to an individual's past performance, experiences, and achievements. Here is how to do it. Task assignment. How effectively does the individual assign tasks? Are tasks delegated based on team members' strengths and development needs? Communication. Observe the clarity, frequency, and tone of communication. Effective leaders communicate expectations clearly and provide constructive feedback. Problem solving. How does the individual handle obstacles? Effective leaders demonstrate strong problem-solving abilities and make sound decisions under pressure. Time management. Note how well the individual manages their own time and the team's time. Effective leaders prioritize tasks and meet deadlines consistently. So from all this information, we can now understand that direct observation and documentation are two essential approaches used to identify and evaluate key leadership skills in individuals. Direct observation involves watching a leader's actions and behaviors in real time, either in their natural work environment or in a simulated setting. This method is particularly valuable because it captures authentic reactions and responses, providing objective insight into how a person actually leads, as opposed to how they think they lead, which is often the case with self-assessments or interviews. It enables evaluators to witness firsthand how a leader delegates, communicates, motivates, and responds to challenges. On the other hand, documentation focuses on reviewing tangible records of an individual's leadership history, including performance reviews, reports, project outcomes, and other relevant materials. By examining documentation, one can evaluate specific leadership capabilities in areas such as task assignment, how well the leader delegates tasks based on individual team members' strengths and development needs, and communication, including the clarity, tone, and frequency of interactions. It also sheds light on problem-solving abilities, such as how a leader addresses challenges and make decisions under pressure, and time management, assessing how efficiently the leader handles their own responsibilities and ensures the team meets deadlines. When used together, direct observation and documentation provide a comprehensive, balanced view of a person's leadership skills, combining real-time behavior with historical performance evidence. So that's the end of this sub-module, and let's see the next sub-module, which is feedback collection. So this sub-module is in continuity of module number 3, and here our topic is feedback collection. Let's dive into the slide details first. Feedback collection is a crucial component in identifying key leadership skills, as it provides a multifaceted view of a leader's performance and impact. Feedback acts as a mirror and a compass for leaders, offering insights into their current performance and guiding them towards improvement. Observe the following steps to achieve this. 360-degree feedback. Gather feedback from peers, subordinates, and supervisors to get a comprehensive view of the individual's leadership skills. Performance reviews. Review past performance evaluations for insights into leadership abilities, including areas of strength and opportunities for improvement. So we can conclude that feedback collection plays a vital role in identifying key leadership skills, as it offers a well-rounded and realistic perspective of a leader's effectiveness, strengths, and areas needing development. It functions both as a mirror, reflecting how others perceive the leader's actions and behaviors, and as a compass pointing the way towards growth and improvement. To collect meaningful feedback, several strategic steps should be followed. One of the most effective methods is 360-degree feedback, which involves gathering input from a variety of sources, including peers, subordinates, and supervisors. This diverse input helps in capturing different dimensions of a leader's performance, such as communication, decision-making, emotional intelligence, and team management. Another important method is analyzing performance reviews, where previous evaluations are examined to identify patterns in leadership behavior and competencies. These reviews provide structured insights into both strengths and development areas, enabling targeted growth strategies. When combined, these feedback mechanisms not only validate existing leadership qualities but also help pinpoint areas where further development or support is required, making feedback collection an indispensable tool in leadership development. So with this explanation, our submodule 3.2 and the module number 3 both end here. Next module is module 4, Methods for Identifying Leadership Skills. So in this slide, we have the topic Module 4, Methods for Identifying Leadership Skills. Let us now go through the slide details. Identifying leadership skills is essential for developing effective leaders within an organization. Various methods are used to assess these skills, including direct observation of behavior in real-time situations, feedback from peers and supervisors through 360-degree evaluations, structured interviews, and performance appraisals. Other tools such as self-assessment questionnaires, simulations, and leadership competency frameworks also help pinpoint key strengths and areas for growth. These methods collectively provide a comprehensive view of an individual's leadership potential and capabilities. Consider the following ways. Number 1, task analysis, task complexity. Analyze the complexity of tasks assigned to the individual. Leaders often take on more complex and critical tasks. Task outcomes. Evaluate the outcomes of tasks managed by the individual. Successful completion of tasks indicates effective leadership and management skills. Number 2, behavioral interviews. Scenario-based questions. Ask the individual to describe past experiences in managing tasks and leading teams. Look for examples that demonstrate leadership skills. STAR method. Encourage responses in the situation, task, action, result format to understand their approach and impact. Number 3, leadership assessments. Self-assessments. Use leadership self-assessment tools to allow individuals to reflect on their own leadership abilities and areas for improvement. Psychometric tests. Implement psychometric assessments to evaluate leadership potential and traits such as emotional intelligence, decision making, and communication. So in order to understand all this, we can say that identifying leadership skills is a crucial process for cultivating effective leaders within an organization, as it provides insights into both current competencies and areas that need development. To accurately assess these skills, organizations use a combination of methods designed to capture different dimensions of leadership. Direct observation allows evaluators to see real-time behaviors and decision-making abilities, while 360-degree feedback gathers input from peers, subordinates, and supervisors, offering a well-rounded perspective. Structured interviews and performance appraisals further contribute by evaluating past actions and results against leadership expectations. In addition, tools like self-assessment questionnaires help individuals reflect on their strengths and limitations, and simulations or leadership competencies frameworks offer structured environments to test leadership reactions and decision making. Specific strategies such as task analysis focus on the complexity and outcomes of the task assigned to an individual, recognizing that effective leaders often handle critical and high responsibility tasks successfully. Behavioral interviews, particularly those using scenario-based questions and the STAR method, help interviewers understand how individuals have applied leadership in real world situations. Finally, leadership assessments, including self-reflection tools and psychometric tests, measure deeper traits like emotional intelligence, communication style, and decision-making capacity. Together, these multifaceted approaches create a comprehensive evaluation of an individual's leadership potential, making it easier for organizations to develop and nurture future leaders. So that's all for this slide. Now let's move into our next topic module, that is continuous development. So in this slide, we have the topic continuous development. Let's dive into the slide details first. Continuous development in leadership skills identification through management is essential for building resilient and adaptive leaders in today's dynamic workplace. By regularly assessing managerial practices, task performance, and team interactions, organizations can identify emerging leadership potential and areas for growth. This ongoing process not only enhances individual capabilities but also aligns leadership development with evolving organizational goals, ensuring a pipeline of capable leaders ready to meet future challenges. Observe the following ways in this concern. Number one, coaching and mentoring. Role models encourage experienced leaders to coach and mentor potential leaders, providing guidance and support. Development plans create personalized development plans that focus on enhancing identified leadership skills through training and practical experiences. Number two, learning opportunities. Training programs offer leadership training programs and workshops to develop essential skills. On the job learning provide opportunities for individuals to take on leadership roles in projects or initiatives to gain practical experience. By systematically observing task management behaviors and utilizing various methods to assess leadership skills, organizations can effectively identify and develop future leaders. This approach not only helps in recognizing current leadership potential but also in nurturing and enhancing these skills for future roles. So, what do we understand from all this? We understand that continuous development in leadership skills identification through management is vital for cultivating resilient, forward thinking leaders in today's ever evolving workplace. This process involves the consistent evaluation of managerial behavior, task execution, and team dynamics to uncover emerging leadership capabilities and pinpoint areas needing growth. Such efforts help ensure that leadership development stays relevant and aligned with the organization's shifting priorities and future goals. One effective method is through coaching and mentoring, where seasoned leaders serve as role models and offer guidance to aspiring leaders. By designing personalized development plans, organizations can focus on enhancing specific leadership competencies through targeted training and real world application. Additionally, learning opportunities play a crucial role. Formal training programs and workshops help individuals build core leadership skills while on-the-job learning allows them to apply these skills in actual workplace settings by leading projects or initiatives. Altogether, this continuous and structured approach not only strengthens individual leadership potential but also secures a sustainable leadership pipeline equipped to navigate future challenges. So that's all for this slide. Now let's move into our next topic, that is practical examples of task management indicative of leadership skills. In this slide, we have practical examples of task management indicative of leadership skills. Let's go through this. Number 1, project management. Example, leading a project from inception to completion, including planning, resource allocation, risk management, and performance evaluation. Skills identified: strategic thinking, delegation, communication, and problem solving. Number 2, crisis management. Example, successfully navigating a critical incident or crisis situation, maintaining team morale, and finding effective solutions under pressure. Skills identified: adaptability, conflict resolution, problem solving, and motivation. Point 3, team development. Example, organizing and leading training sessions or professional development workshops for team members. Skills identified: motivation, communication, and strategic thinking. So, here is the explanation of each example. Number 1, project management. This involves overseeing a project from start to finish, ensuring all stages such as planning, assigning resources, managing risks, and tracking performance are handled effectively. For example, a leader might guide a product launch by setting clear goals, coordinating tasks among team members, and adjusting strategies based on progress and challenges. Point number 2, crisis management. In this skill area, a leader responds to unexpected high-pressure situations with calm and clarity. For example, during a system failure, a manager may keep the team focused, communicate transparently, and quickly develop solutions to restore operations while maintaining morale. Point 3, team development. This focuses on improving team skills and collaboration. For example, a leader may identify skill gaps and organize training or workshops that help team members grow professionally, enhance both individual and group performance. So hopefully all the examples are clear now. Now let's dive into our next segment, which is Module 7, Case Study on Identifying Leadership Skills through Task Management at Epic Solutions. So this slide has Module 7, Case Study on Identifying Leadership Skills through Task Management at Apex Solutions. Background: Apex Solutions is a mid-sized IT services company with 300 employees. The organization has been expanding rapidly and has recently undertaken a major restructuring initiative to improve project efficiency and leadership development. The HR department was tasked with identifying potential leaders within the organization, to lead new project teams. Rather than relying on formal interviews or performance ratings alone, the management decided to observe team-based task management activities to identify key leadership skills in action. Scenario: the company initiated a 6-week project called Innovation Sprint, where employees from different departments were grouped into 10 cross-functional teams. Each team was assigned a project goal, such as streamlining internal workflows or creating a prototype for a new service offering. Each team had to self-organize, plan, allocate tasks, monitor progress, and deliver results. No formal team leader was appointed. During the project, HR and senior managers observed the teams using the following methods. Number 1. Task tracking software. Example: Jira, Asana, to monitor how tasks were assigned and completed. Point 2. Weekly check-ins and reports to see how team members collaborated and dealt with roadblocks. Point 3. Peer feedback to gather insights into who emerged as a leader, communicator, or problem solver. After the project ended, certain employees stood out for their first, initiative in guiding the team, B. conflict resolution and team motivation, C. decision making under pressure, D. effective delegation and time management. Based on this, the management identified 15 potential future leaders to undergo advanced leadership training. So in conclusion, we can say that Apex Solutions, a growing IT company with 300 employees, wanted to find future leaders as part of a company restructure. Instead of only using interviews or performance reviews, they observed real team activities through a special 6-week project called Innovation Sprint. In this project, employees from different departments were placed in 10 mixed teams and asked to complete goals like improving workflows or building new service ideas without any assigned team leaders. Teams had to plan and work on their own. HR and managers watched how teams worked using task software, weekly check-ins, and peer feedback. They paid attention to who showed leadership by taking initiative, solving problems, motivating teammates, making decisions, and managing time well. After the project, 15 standout employees were chosen for leadership training. So that's all for this segment, and now let's see our next segment, which is the assignment. This is the assignment slide. Let's see the slide first. Design a leadership identification framework, 200 to 250 words, based on the case study. Create a simple framework or flow chart that organizations can use to identify leadership skills through management activities. Your framework should include observation tools, skill indicators, feedback mechanisms, selection process. So this case study focuses on how organizations can identify leadership skills in employees through a structured process. It starts by using observation tools like task tracking, performance reviews, and real-time monitoring to watch how employees handle responsibilities, teamwork, and problem solving. Next, it looks for skill indicators such as decision making, communication, accountability, and the ability to guide others. These indicators help spot individuals who naturally show leadership behavior. The framework also includes feedback mechanisms where team members, supervisors, and peers give input on a person's leadership qualities through surveys, 360-degree feedback, and one-on-one reviews. This helps validate the observations and gives a full picture of the person's strengths and areas to improve. Finally, the selection process uses the data collected to identify top candidates who can take on leadership roles or be trained further. This step may involve interviews, leadership simulations, or task-based evaluations. Overall, this framework helps organizations recognize potential leaders in their teams by combining careful observation, clear skill signals, constructive feedback, and a fair selection process. It encourages leadership development from within and ensures the right people are chosen to guide and support the organization's goals. So with this segment, our entire topic ends here.